In Expanded, Mewtwo Mew GX can copy the attack of any Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX on your bench or in your discard pile, opening up an endless amount of possibilities. And with no new Pokemon GX or EX being printed anytime in the future or maybe ever again, I thought now would be a great time to show off this list that I've been messing around with lately. It isn't perfect. There's a lot of things I'd probably change. I've been making lots of changes as I go. This Mega Altaria, I just randomly threw in recently because it can do 130 and heal 30. That's fine. But honestly, no matter how many Pokemon you put in here, the main goal is the same. Get that out of the way for now. You want to use Soul Burst turn 1 to just put 5 energy cards into play and attach them in any way you like to your Mewtwo and Mew, hopefully. And then you try to get people in the discard like Mewtwo-EX, which with damage change, you switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with those on your opponent's active Pokemon. So let's say they do 260 damage to your Mewtwo and Mew, leaving it with 10 HP left. You use damage change and just all the 260 goes away and you put it on your opponent. That's really good. I also have Outrage. I guess technically I don't really need the Outrage if I have damage change, but Reshiram Charizard can also use Flare Strike, so that's pretty good. I have a bunch of other stuff in here like Jolteon-EX, which just protects you from basic Pokemon. Glaceon does it for evolutions. Greninja can get through Pyroar. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in here. Hopefully I can show off at least a fraction of why these Pokemon are in the deck. One Pokemon in the deck that I really like is Mega Charizard. For 5 energy, you can use Crimson Dive, which just does 300 damage, and you hit yourself for 50 in return. Something interesting I found out when I did that is if you hit yourself, this is a great starting hand. If you hit yourself, what actually happens is that Mewtwo and Mew is weak to Psychic, so you actually do 100 damage to yourself instead of just the 50. And this is a Welder deck with Grass Energy. This could be interesting. Because I've been testing a lot of decks, my ranking... Oh! This could be interesting. My ranking isn't that high. I hope I put the weakness card energy in here. I've been changing the list so much. I've been wanting to try like Trevenant and Dusknoir and Gardevoir and Sylveon just to move the energy around. So I can't remember if this is the build that has the weakness card energy or if it isn't. So this could be interesting. Why are you playing Energy Search? Why not Energy Spinner or Professor's Letter? Does that let you get... No, it's just... Okay, that's weird. Okay. That is a horrible top deck. I don't know why they put the Burning Scarf on the Mewtwo and Mew. But, I don't have to Sycamore the hand. Because what I can do is Quick Ball the Reshiram and Charizard, because they're not going to play Silent Lab or anything. Yeah, I need to... Hopefully, I play 3 Soul Burst, so as long as it's in there. I'm just trying to figure out the smartest way to do this. So I'll Battle Compressor 1 Soul Burster. I guess damage change just in case. And I have the Jolteon out in front. So who's the best? Destroyer King is a hilarious attack that I really like. And this isn't the build with weakness guard. Either that or it's prized. So I can Aurora right there. I'll probably... I can put the... Yeah, I think I'll actually just Guzma... No, I'll take more. Because I need someone else to put the energy on. So there we go. There and there. So I'll get another Mewtwo and Mew. And I'll explain a couple of the cards that you're seeing right here in a second. Okay, so who do I have in there? I prized the Mega Charizard, so that's unfortunate. But with the Psychic weakness, shouldn't matter. So Soul Burst and just all the energy into play. And yeah, I guess I'll just go 3 and 3. Just damage change, Destroyer King. Oh, I actually don't really have good options here. I think I'll just put it there. So this could go poorly for me because I didn't Guzma. They can just sort of sit back and wait, and they're gonna play well there because they're gonna hit me for weakness. I'm gonna hit them for weakness, so we could just sort of go back and forth. But because I might have to take out this single prizer, it's actually better for them. So, and again, I've been messing with the list so much that maybe this might be the version that has the Counter Catcher. I don't know. And to talk about the Stealthy Hood, prevent all effects of your opponent's abilities done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So obviously that's there for the Alolan Muck and the Garbodor, because if you can't use Perfection, you're kind of done. And I also play heavy Dimension Valley, that just reduces the attack cost by 1 colorless, because you want to be able to stop Silent Lab. So you have to be prepared. In Expanded, anything can show up. Like with this Battle Compressor, they could just give me 3 Pokemon I've never seen before. And what do we have? We have a couple tag teams, so they're going to probably try and Flare Blitz. And so they have sort of made a mistake there. So yeah, I'll do that. I will Colress. I won't give them the Dimension Valley. Yeah, and I'll just Flash Ray. I don't know why I didn't think of Flash Ray. So I'll put the Glaceon, that, and that all in the discard. So I play the Counter Catcher. That's good. I like Counter Catcher just because it's a guaranteed just bring up. You just bring up, oh, freaking resistance. Okay, whatever. I might just end up Flash Raying all day anyway. It gets confusing because Metal Pokemon during the Sun and Moon days had a Psychic resistance, but Metal Pokemon these days don't. So it's confusing. But yeah, with Flash Ray, you're seeing why it's in the deck. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. And look what happens to be a basic Pokemon. Unfortunately, the only way to really get around that is Miss Slash, but this isn't affected by weakness. So I actually have to 3-shot my opponent with Miss Slash, which is kind of hilarious and kind of horrible. And Destroyer King, great attack if you can figure out the right time to use it. 110 and does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can easily do over 1,000 damage with this Pokemon. It's hilarious. I got Tapu Bulu, heal all damage from this Pokemon, discard all energy. So they're just going a little nuts. Yeah, I'll just attach the Fire Energy and Flash Ray again. I don't really play spread attack, which is unfortunate. So, I mean, the Mega Tyranitar, I just really like it. It doesn't really have a place in the deck. But I guess if I had to use Swift at some point early in the game with Jolteon-EX, and this is great because it's free retreat, but if I had to use Swift just to weaken somebody early on in the game, then Jolteon-EX would have really come into play. Yeah, and they're just preparing for... do they have a Reshiram? Yeah, so they have Reshiram Charizard, so they're going to Double Blaze and take the knockout because that goes through the Flash Ray, which is fine. But it doesn't look like they have a backup attacker. So do I have anyone good? I guess I'd just use Flare Strike. Yeah, so they're just going to go through, but they don't have a backup attacker. They have 2 heavily damaged Jirachi, not that it really matters. So they'll Double Blaze GX, take the knockout, and then I will just Flare Strike for knockout. Because they also have the weakness. And oh, they used the wrong one. They need to use the other Charizard's attack. So now I'll just use Flare Strike and that'll seal it up right there. There's Mega Charizard. And okay, this is the build with the weakness card energy. Yeah, just look at this. 5 energy, 300 damage. The only negative is that you do 50 damage to yourself. That's it. That is so good. It's kind of funny that you can't even knock out VMAX. I think the only VMAX it can knock out is Morpeko. And I'll go to game 2 with this deck, and hopefully I can show off a couple more of the Pokemon in the deck. And game 2 is up against Neo Plays. It's unfortunate that I lost the coin flip. Oh, they're going first. It's unfortunate that I'm starting Shaymin-EX. But what I can do some things. Some not great things. But there's some things. Ultra Necrozma. I'm thinking, you know, maybe I could use an Ultra Necrozma in this deck, but there's just a million possibilities with this deck. You know, I'll put the list in the description. Basically, just go with whatever you want. Just chuck anything in the deck. See what works. See what you like. See what doesn't work. Just if you're planning on playing an expanded, and doesn't matter what you're playing, but if you're playing an expanded, be prepared to face Mewtwo and Mew. Oh, and they have one too. Yeah, you have to be ready for this. So if you can get Silent Lab or the Mimikyu, the damage counter one, where if your opponent's Pokemon has a damage counter, their GX don't have any abilities, that's really good. Okay, so what I have to do is get rid of that and that. I don't have a battle compressor, so that's unfortunate. So I basically just have to get a Shaymin here. Maybe that was dumb. I don't know. But I need to thin the hand as much as possible. So the other thing I could have done is I would have, what would I have done? I would have gotten the Solgaleo-GX and then quick balled that away and gotten a Shaymin, but this lets me thin my hand a little bit more. So it increases the chances of getting something good here. Yeah. Okay, so I got the battle compressor. That's great. I don't really have... That's not great. I would like another attacker, or I can just load up everything on this one Mewtwo and Mew. I don't think they're going to have an evolution. Miss Purge heals damage, Miss Slash. Yeah, I'll get you in the discard. Why not? So my options are limited. I guess I'm just going to have a bench full of Shaymin. This would be a good time to have the Despair Ray Mega Gardevoir. Stealthy Hood, that's good. That rhymed. I didn't intend for it to rhyme. Okay, so options are I put another Shaymin into play and Ultra Ball from there. You have 3 Scoop Up Net in the deck. Sure. You know, what's Stash Scorching like? That's never going to come into play. Which is more important, Counter Catcher or Versus Seeker? Probably Counter Catcher, but Prism, Aurora, Ultra Ball. Sure, let's just get rid of all that. I'll just go get Mewtwo and Mew, and we'll see what happens here. You know, there's obviously a better route I could have taken, but who cares, right? I'll get the Weakness Guard, I'll get the Prism, and sure, why not the Aurora? Okay, so I want to attach Aurora there, Aurora there. Weakness Guard, definitely, I want that to go on the front one. What do I have in my discard? I have, okay, I think I just put everything there, and then there. Because I'm most likely going to Crimson Dive. This is just one of the things with Expanded is there's just so many variables. You know, I'm facing a GX that has 190 and a GX that has 270, but it's weak to Psychic. Just hitting the right numbers, finding the right combination of EX and GX is very difficult. But again, pick up Mewtwo and Mew. It's never been cheaper because, you know, the VMAXs are the new thing. They're not printing new GXs, they're not printing new EXs, so Mewtwo and Mew is sort of a known quantity at this point. You know, you can get Mewtwo and Mew a playset. I mean, you only really need 3. I only play 3. You can probably get those for 12 to 15 packs. That's not a big deal. What are they switching into? That's a big deal. That's not good. And this would be a point where the Gardevoir and Sylveon would be really good because with Kaleidostorm, I could just move all this energy to the bench Mewtwo and Mew because they're preparing to take a big knockout. So I don't really need to do much. I guess I'll just Flash Ray. Yeah, they made a mistake there. So I can just Flash Ray, and I'm just sort of waiting here. Another Battle Compressor, that's really good. Yeah, I don't really want to bench that other Shaymin because I only have 3 Scoop Up Net left. But I think just in back-to-back games, you're seeing why the Flash Ray is so good. And there's an N, that's whatever. You know, Flash Ray is really good, and Glaceon's, Crystal Ray, that blocks evolutions. I never really use that one, but you know, if you ever find yourself in a scenario where you're facing off against VMAXs or something, then it comes into play. But I rarely use it. It's just more there for coverage. What are they grabbing? They're grabbing a Malamar, that's fine. I hope they realize they need to get somebody else. And is this just this? No, they played Nest Ball. Yeah, they're playing Muscle Man, Nest Ball. So it's a standard heavy expanded deck. And I'll just do the same thing I did last turn. And I'll Colress for a whole bunch here. I don't want to lose the Dimension Valley just in case. Prism Energy. I think I just put the Prism Energy there, and I Colress for a bunch. And I'll try and scoop up. Do I get all the scoop ups? I don't get all the scoop ups. That's fine. I'll Battle Compress that, and probably that. The Reshiram is good. Destroyer King, probably not great. So I think that's probably the best ones to go with here. Field Blower, the Muscle Man, that doesn't matter. I'll just scoop up some Shaymins, get them out of harm's way. So now my opponent, as long as I don't bench anything else, my opponent has to go through 2 Mewtwo and Mew. You know, there's nothing they can do. They have to go through 2 Mewtwo and Mew, unless they play Captivating Pokepuff or Target Whistle. You know, if they don't play those, then there's not really much they can do. And did I have to? I had to ditch that Guzma at the very beginning, right? Oh no, that was the previous game. I ditched the Counter Catcher, that's right. Yeah, they're about to have a rude awakening here. This is one of the cool things with Mewtwo and Mew is that your opponent has to do a lot of research and reading, and yeah, I'll try one more game. Is this the opponent I just played? But to finish up my point earlier in the previous game, your opponent has a lot of reading to do. So if they aren't paying complete attention to what's going on, then they're gonna have a really bad time. You know, if they happen to look away from the screen when you announce your attack and Flash Ray goes in front of them, you know, if they don't see that, this is a great starting hand. If they don't see that, then there's not much they can do. You know, they don't see Flash Ray. They just have to sit and wonder, you know, what did they use? Can I check the log? Maybe they don't check the log. You know, there's a lot of reading to do, a lot of paying attention you have to do against Mewtwo and Mew. And if you aren't doing that, you might try and hit into a Mewtwo and Mew with a whole bunch of stuff going on. And right before I started filming this video, I played against this opponent with a different build of this deck. So it'll be interesting to see what they think about this build. I think I want to hold on to everything else. Like, I just probably go and get I'll just go get a Mewtwo and Mew, and then I'll end. That seems pretty good to me, because the one Pokemon I want in the discard is currently in the discard. I'll end. I do have to be aware of the Torkoal, but that should be fine for now. And I will Battle Compressor. What do I got? What do I want to get rid of? So Crimson Dive for sure. Flash Ray. That only prevents damage, so that's not as amazing as you might think. What else we got in here? I think I prized a couple things I didn't want to prize. Sure. No, I want... Oh, damage changes prize. That's bad, because that's pretty much going to win me the game. Okay, so it is Soul Burst time. And there we go. Actually might hold on to an Aurora, or I'll hold on to a Prism. And actually I might hold on to that as well, because if they're going to discard my energy, then I want to be prepared for it. So basically what my plan here is that I have the Turbo Strike Solgaleo, so I can do 120 damage and attach 2 basics from my discard pile to one of my Pokemon. So if they Torkoal and they decide to take away the basic energy, I guess that was kind of stupid. Whatever. We'll see what happens. I think I can win this one. I might bench a Shaymin just to sort of try and goad them into attacking it, because if I go behind on prizes, I can use Counter Catcher, and that's really good. And there's a Giant Heart, so they're actually not going to Welder this turn. So I can just Crimson Dive, knock them out. Hopefully they attach to the active. Yeah, I guess I should have thought ahead and actually put the Weakness Guard energy on the active. But how much damage? They're doing 120? 180 if they use Combustion Pillar. So I should probably get the Altaria. I'll see what happens. You know, I'm knocking out the Reshiram. I'm going down to 3 prizes. The Torkoal V, maybe it takes a knockout, maybe it doesn't. But I'm going to hopefully find another energy, attach it to the Mewtwo and Mew on the bench. I'll definitely Shaymin. So there's a Scoop Up Net. Okay, 100% Shaymin at this point. Yeah, just trying to think ahead right here. Do I need the Field Blower? Do I want the Field Blower? Sure. Let's keep the Field Blower just in case. Just in case I feel like Burning Scarf or something and that the math works out. So I'll put the Stealthy Hood probably on the benched one, because I'm thinking the one on the active is going to get knocked out. Destroyer King. So there goes all of them. Yeah. And I'll end because I'm going to take 3 prizes, so end will be pretty much useless after this point. And there's a Guzma. So if they bench another one, that's good. Not much else I want, so I do want an energy. I definitely want an energy. Whatever. Let's see how this unravels. You know, playing it fast and loose, sometimes that's fun, right? And I didn't get the damage change Mewtwo. It's almost like that's what always happens. And what I can do to knock out the Torkoal V is Flare Strike. So as long as they don't end me or something, I'm totally fine. Okay, and there's a Field Blower. That's whatever. They definitely want to do something. You know, if they Combustion Pillar and they get the knockout, that'd be good for them. But a Steam Crush would actually be really annoying. Though luckily I can recover from it, because they get rid of 2 energy, and then I would Flare Strike. Actually, that would be not great, because Flare Strike needs 3 fire energy, and I'd be short of fire energy if they play this the right way, but do they got it? If they don't have a welder or anything. Okay. So they may just be doing Combustion Pillar. Yeah, they're not doing Steam Crush. Did they even have the second energy to attach? Okay, so they didn't even have enough energy, so they're taking the knockout. That would be good under normal circumstances, but Steam Crush actually could have... What? I'm confused. I'll just give it the old... can I Outrage for the knockout? I can Outrage for the knockout, that's fun. So I'll go down to 1 prize, and... yeah, they just didn't sequence properly. Yeah, if I'd had these 2, this game would have been really easy. But of course, the 2 cards you need in a certain matchup are completely prized. Are they just going to try and stall my Shaymin? All right. Well, I'll basically wrap up the video here. Yeah, they're just gonna concede. So I'll wrap up the video. Mewtwo and Mew, do whatever you want with it. Perfection, you can use the attacks of any GX or EX on your bench or in your discard pile. There's over, 100 possibilities? More? 200? Who knows? There's so many Pokemon you can just chuck into a deck, test out. You know, you just play a Jolteon-EX Glaceon-EX build of the deck with like Welder and just bounce between not being able to be hit by basics and evolutions. You know, mess around with Mewtwo and Mew. It's a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments your build. Leave your list. I'll leave my list in the description. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.